All right, it's Bones back with another video. Today's video is going to be a little Magic 101. I ain't gonna lie to you, this was actually quite of a boring video, and you're gonna see why in a second. But I'm gonna use this as an opportunity to explain some of the basics of the game. And by the way, I think I finally figured out how to adjust the game volume, so you should probably be able to hear me a lot better than all the crazy noises in the game and crazy characters talking over me super loud or whatever. But anyway, this guy that I'm playing here, you'll see that he's playing a very unique style of deck. Uh, the main problem with it is he doesn't play a lot of early or mid-range threats that kind of do damage to me and kind of mitigate some of the stuff that I'm able to do, even though my deck that I'm playing is a little bit of a slower paced deck. Kind of doesn't start picking up until like the mid game. But yeah, my opponent has a particular strategy that he's trying to go big with one big combo kind of a play. And so he does a lot of ramping, he's drawing a lot of cards, he's discarding a lot of cards, but he's not really doing anything on the board state early or mid game to like cause any threat or damage to me or fight back or whatever. So I'm able to like put, pretty meager threats on the board. I'm looking for a combo of my own, but I just don't happen to draw it. I'm digging through my deck. I can't really dig really well because the mechanic I'm using to dig is gonna zap life away from me. So yeah, I think this is turn four probably. And right now I still got lands. I got one card that I put into play so far, and he has a card called Faithless Looting, which allows you to do a lot of like card draw and digging through the deck. So I got two creatures in a play right now. Both are token creatures. One comes off this really good enchantment that I got in play called Fable, the Mirror Breaker. And then my other card that I got in play is Sorin. And Sorin created that little token for me. So I'm looking to see what my opponent's doing. I'm also peeking into his graveyard just to see what he's got. But I already have an idea what he's doing. So that card he plays right there, Mizzet Mastery, or Mizzix Mastery, whatever it's called. He uses that to play a card from his graveyard. Now he does this in order to just wipe out almost my entire board state. I like to call that the Thanos snap or whatever. Every deck needs a good sweeper to wipe out a lot of your opponent's threats in order to keep you alive and allow you to have a little comeback of your own. So if you've seen a lot of my other videos, I have some form of a sweeper that kind of wipes out a lot of the aggro players that I'm usually faced up against. So this time it gets done to me. But that Mizzet's Mastery card, he was looking to play that with another type of spell that does something even more powerful than just wiping the board out. Now here, I notice what his strategy is. He's looking for a big play, and I'm trying not to let him have it. I'm trying to put little threats on the board myself to constantly pressure him, but also trying to disrupt whatever he's doing. And that card I just played is Liliana of the Veil. She's a really good Planeswalker card that makes both you and your opponent discard some cards. I figured at this point in the game, it's probably more detrimental to him to lose cards out of his hand, so I try to make him discard. Liliana also has an ability to make an opponent sacrifice a creature. He does another Mizzet's Mastery, this time for this Titania's Command card out of his graveyard. Now what's weird is he exiles my graveyard, which has almost nothing in it, and then he also picks the option to do more ramping, essentially select more cards, land cards from his deck and put them onto the battlefield. I was confused why he didn't create the two, little bear creature tokens. To put up a little defense and maybe fight back. I had obviously a little counter to that with a card in my hand, but I was just kind of confused at my opponent's play right there. The one good thing is he's getting mana of a bunch of different color types, so he should be able to play just about anything that he happens to draw. And it also thins out the deck from just you constantly drawing lands. So I start digging through my deck. Now, this is Soren's ability. It allows me to pull a card from the top of my library, but in exchange for doing that, I have to sacrifice life equal to that card's mana value. And I didn't want to do that. I wanted to keep my life total as high as possible and just constantly do threats to my opponent. I didn't have a lot of plays here. This cost me big to play this. Basically dropped me down 5 life, but in doing so, I'm putting more threats onto the battlefield. And you'll see pretty quick that I'm starting to rack up damage on him, and it's up to him to make a big play. And I think he doesn't have exactly what he needs to make the play that he wants. So here he's using his Faithless Looting again. That card, you're able to play it back from your graveyard, which is kind of nice. And I'm just waiting, like, man, when is he gonna, hit me with a big punch and kind of swing the momentum of the game back in his favor? But he doesn't have anything, so he throws that out. That's his only course of action. It wipes off one of my creatures. I'm surprised he didn't hold on to it because he could have done like a bigger sweep that would have took the bigger creature out. But I'm again digging for more answers. I get a land which I want to play, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna keep plussing Liliana because if I get her to her ultimate ability based off of her Planeswalker's loyalty value, that number on the card, if that goes up and up to a certain point, she's able to do her ultimate, which makes my opponent sacrifice half of their permanents. So I was really trying to push forward to get that, and just constantly put pressure. So I got more creatures on the field. I'm hitting my opponent as much as I can. My opponent is still digging, and if you build decks like this that are a bit gimmicky and what they call glass cannon, you pretty much like you have to hit your combo, or there's no plan B. There's only a plan A. If you don't successfully execute plan A, your deck pretty much fails or falls apart. And one thing I suggest is, one thing that I do is, even if I make gimmicky decks, I tend to throw in just some backup plan, something that'll give me like a little bit of defense, or apply a little bit of small threats early game, to try to pressure my opponent so that I'm not relying all on one big play. So this entire game, he really puts nothing on the battlefield. He wipes out some of my stuff. He digs through his deck for cards, keeps digging, 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 digging. Never gets what he needs. I put a nice little dragon in play. Never get to attack with it. I keep putting out creatures, so I got a pretty big board state at this point. If he had the ability to wipe them all, maybe he could save himself, but he doesn't, and that's the end of the game. So thanks for watching.